Hello and welcome to another video. I hope that you are all very well. The waiting time for a driving test is so huge at the moment. Some learner drivers are waiting a whole year to get a driving test appointment. In that case, why is there so much driving slots being wasted? Why are learner drivers failing their driving test even before getting the opportunity to start the engine? In today's video, I'm going to give you some tips, a few things that you must do to ensure that your driving test gets conducted smoothly. Without wasting time, the first and the most important tip is get your eyesight tested. For the purpose of the driving test, you must be able to read a number plate from a distance of 20 meters. The examiner will ask you to read this number plate even before you get to the vehicle. If you cannot read the number plate on the first attempt, it's not a problem. The examiner will give you a second chance. If you still cannot read this number plate, the examiner will give you a third chance. However, on the third attempt, the examiner will pull out a measuring tape and measure the exact distance of 20 meters. If you still fail to read the number plate on the third attempt, the examiner will fail you and you will not be able to drive. Not only that, because when you applied for your license, you signed a declaration confirming that you can read a number plate at a distance of 20 meters with glasses if necessary. And because a person has failed to read that number plate in front of the examiner will take away that driving license. It can take an extra 6 months just to get that back after you've proven that you can read a number plate at the required distance. So it's very important that you get your eyesight tested. When the examiner asks you to read a number plate, there are two different colors to the number plate. The back of the car has a yellow number plate and the front of the car has a white number plate. If you find it difficult to read a number plate on a yellow background, you can ask the examiner that you prefer one with a white background. Also, if you get nervous, your eyesight is fine, but you get nervous and it makes it harder for you to read, you can try just closing your eyes for a few seconds, and then when you open them up again, as the pupils go larger, you'll be able to see more clearly for a few seconds, hopefully enabling you to read the number plate. One more thing about number plates, you can, if you wish, write down the number plate rather than read it out loudly if that makes you feel more relaxed. So that's the first tip, is to get your eyesight tested. The second tip I'm going to give you is check your provisional driving license. Make sure that it is valid. Provisional driving licenses in the UK are valid for 10 years. Now, that may seem like a long time, but there are a lot of learners who get their license at the age of 17 and then take a few lessons and stop. For whatever reason, whether it be financial or work, they just don't have the time, but they stop. They start again 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years later, and their license has almost expired or it has expired. The strange thing is, because the license number will remain the same, you can still book a driving test on an expired license. But when you turn up to the driving test, it could be a different story altogether. So make sure your license is valid. Even if the license is valid, check the photo. The photo on the license should be a true likeness of yourself. If the driving examiner has any cause for concern, is doubtful, has any doubt as to the true identity of yourself, they can refuse to take you. Just because you've got your provisional driving license, just because it's valid, it doesn't mean that the examiner will take you. If the photo is not a true likeness of yourself, the examiner can refuse to take you. So if you've got time, get the photo updated. If you haven't got time to get the photo updated, take as much identification documents as you can. Credit cards, passport, etc., etc. So that's the second tip. The first tip is the eyesight. The second tip is the provisional driving license. Now, the other thing I'm going to move on to is the theory pass certificate. On the email, the booking email confirmation, it says that it is not necessary. However, you should have your theory pass certificate number written down, or even a picture of your certificate with you. This is most important if your test is on a weekend or before 8 a.m. during the week. This is because the DVSA head office will be closed. Normally, it's not an issue. If you don't have the document, the examiner can make one phone call to the DVSA and confirm everything. However, if your test is on a Saturday, the examiner will not be able to confirm any of the details. So it's up to you to prove that you have everything with you. Before your driving test, log in to the government website. Check the date, time, and the place of your test. Now, I'm sure you're aware of the date, time, and place of your test. However, what you may not be sure of is, has the DVSA made changes to your test, especially with all the examiner strikes going on at the moment. So if the examiner is on strike, or if an examiner is off sick, or an examiner has just decided to book a holiday, the DVSA will notify you. However, occasionally their emails have been known to go into junk mail. So by logging in, you can check the details and make sure it's fine. The final tip I'm going to give you is make sure that you have a suitable car for the driving test. If you're with a driving instructor, then it's not much of a problem, because the instructor will make sure that the car is suitable for the driving test. However, if you haven't got a driving instructor, you can either use a friend's car, you can use your own car. If you decide to rent a vehicle, it must be fitted with dual controls. If it's your own car or your friend's car, it does not need dual controls, but make sure the car is suitable. It should have L plates on, there should be an extra mirror for the examiner, and there's a whole list of things. For example, the tires should be roadworthy, lights should be in working order. You can check all this out on the government website by typing in the search bar, car for driving test. So please do follow these tips and ensure that your driving test goes as planned. If you have a driving test coming up, I wish you the very best of luck. If you found this video useful, then please do give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. If you're a subscriber, I wish to thank you. If not, please do consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.